Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Apex Online Racing. I'm your host, Amkasa, and we are coming to you from the Sochi Autodrome. My co-commentator, Raggy, will not be here today. Unfortunately, he's feeling a little bit ill, so just got me, unfortunately. But hopefully, we're going to have a great race on hand. That's the wrong button to press. That's a good start, isn't it? Right, we've literally just got qualifying underway with 15 drivers here today, and hopefully, that means we're going to have some great racing. Russia is one of those tracks that does cause a few issues, particularly when it comes to sort of penalties and invalidations. So we'll be keeping our eyes firmly locked onto them. I do have my telemetry up and running as always, so I will have eyes and ears, hopefully, on the penalty situations when the race comes to it. Unfortunately, because it's just me, I don't have the time to get all the driver names on there correctly. So it's a bit of back and forth between myself and my telemetry, trying to work out exactly what is going on. But it's looking good here today. Race is going to be dry with possible light rain near the end, so that could just spice a few things up. Could make some tyre strategies a bit more interesting. Could people going softs to mediums or double softs is a bit unrealistic, but who knows? I mean, if the rain is going to come in 5 minutes, you're sitting going, well, I need to pit now. Let's get in and get some softs on, go for some quick laps, and see what we can do. But yeah, we're on board with Yeltek at the moment. Coming down there in 11th, obviously no times set just yet, as the session's only just started. We've got 16 minutes left. Now, I don't often do predictions to myself, it's just not something I do, but since Raggy's not here, I might as well do some sort of predictions. So I think this is definitely going to be one of the tracks that any turn should be dominating. Whether or not he will is a completely different matter. It's a track that Copy and Anyturn can do the toe, especially down this long home straight. They'll be looking to do something, and we'll see what they can do. So I'm going to put Anyturn at the front. Second place, I think it's going to be Zones. He normally performs really well in qualifying. And third place, third race I think is very interesting. You've got the likes of Brown and Yelta, Get Owned, Julian on a good day. Copy as well. All these drivers can put it on third. I mean, even people don't always think they might get a third. We often miss Dax out when we're doing our races, but he always seems to bring his A game. Unfortunately, I do think it is going to... unfortunately for Dax, I do think it is going to be Yeltsin who's going to get that third place. So, Anyturn... I'm going to forget my predictions when it comes to it. Anyturn, Zones, Yeltek is my prediction, and we'll see if that comes right. Let's have a look. Who did we just see crossing the start line? It wasn't him, was it? Who was it? It was Smooch, who's just started. Unfortunately, we've missed too much of that lap to actually really go for a fly lap. So we'll do a fly lap a little later on. But let's go back to Yelta, who's coming around the final couple of corners. He's going to set that first time. Important always to just get a banker lap out. And he has, and he's done a 31.5. That's going to be quickly beaten. We've got a few drives on the way round towards the final corners. Comanche is on the middle straight, so he's got a few drives ahead, a few drives behind. We'll stick with Comanche for now. Copy goes faster, 31.1. Actually, Get Owned is looking quick. Let's now go on board with him. Zones has gone quicker, 31.8. The first in the 30s. And I was going to say Get Owned was doing well, but he's just lost it in that final sector. And well, no, he hasn't lost. Yeah, he kind of did. I'm looking at my time going, did he or didn't he? Didn't he? He did a bit. I think his all round wasn't as good as he could have done. So Zones currently sits in top of the time boards. A few people have obviously invalidated, such as we go straight on board with Rupert coming up to the final corner. He has invalidated by those things. Where is... Wow, we've got a yellow in sector 3. Is that one of these two? These are the only two guys in Sector 3, so it could be them. Smee just coming in. Ooh, a little bit of a tank slapper on his way in there, but he's in the pits. Wow's running out of ERS. He comes up to the line. It's a very short line. He does invalidate, but it's interesting. He didn't come into the pits, so maybe invalidate. I don't think he invalidates in the final corner. So that's pretty harsh if he did, but he's done his lap. Kimmy's hasn't even come out of the garage yet. We're going to see some action down there. Nope, because Dax is the next one out. So, first opening gambit is done. We've got 12 minutes and 35 left on the clock. Zones sits pretty at the top of the time. He's a 30.862 for him. And he's got a nice little leader for just over 2/10 from Copy. Copy's teammate Eniturn, as I said in the warm-up section. Eniturn is... Yeah, this is a track that you can so easily pick up penalties, and I think this is what could be Enturn's undoing in the race. We'll see what he's like when he gets there. The people I think keep an eye on the race when he gets to it. It's going to be people like Brownie. Doesn't often, but Brownie's one of those drivers who can pick up loads of penalties or none, and it's definitely worth keeping your eyes on him just in case he does put in a really good race and maybe only picks up one penalty. Smeej is another person that doesn't pick up many penalties, so you're looking towards him to potentially jump up some places in the race. As we've got only a handful of cars out on track, 4 of which are on outlaps. Wow, who's on his way in? Ooh, don't hit the wall. Good. So, let's see, who is next up? It's going to be Dax, and he's coming down that middle straight, so we're keeping our eyes on that. Bit more movement going on down in the garage, as it looks like there's a McLaren on the way out, which I believe can only be Yelta because he's the only McLaren here today. So can Dax put it up near the front? What will Eniturn do on his second run? These are now second runs. These guys all bailed out of their opening laps after what I'm going to only assume was invalidations, but let's go aboard with the man I've predicted to start on pole. Sorry, Dax. Which is Eniturn. So, coming round then the final corner and getting that power down as early as you can. DRS detection point is just along here as the DRS opens just there as well, and flying round that first official corner. And this is where we're going to see a lot of action, particularly on the opening lap as you throw it into turn 2. The right-hander, little kink of the left isn't really officially a corner, but then this is the long left-hander, the long. You didn't think it ever stops, do you? Long left-hander, and to your left you can actually see the Olympic Stadium. The flame is behind us now as we go through turn 4. Potential action into turn 4. If they don't get it there, you can see it into turn 5, which is here. Another 90-degree right-hander. As we come up through the kink of turn 6, try not to scrub too much speed off. You throw it into 7 and get the power down. As you come up to the double left-hander of 8 and 9, throwing it in, just linking those two together. You've got traffic up ahead. That is his teammate, so it's not really traffic. And it's actually going to give him a nice tow down the straight, potentially. And this is what the Racing Points do really well. I've seen them in so many other leagues, but they constantly give each other's tows. And that's going to work out really well for Eniturn. He's going to gain a little bit of time for that. And then it's going to work out well for Copy, because Copy will get it back as you go through turn 14 there. There's 2 corners on that straight into 15 and 16. And this is such a hard corner because it rises and bumps and dips and weaves. And then that exit is dangerous at times. Turn 16. 2 corners left then, 17 and 18. And he's actually going to get... Oh, Zones, very nicely done Zones. That could have been bad, but it's not going to help Zones' lap. As Eniturn does come across the line with 31.4, sorry. And Copy's not close enough to get the toe off Eniturn. That's kind of unfortunate for him. And Zones is still... Oh, he's just jumping about there. I believe Zones has having some issues because he's not opened his DRS. Maybe invalidated and he's just trying to race back to the pits because it's unfortunate to be in his situation. He's left the session. There you go. It's unfortunate to be in his own situation there. He wasn't in the wrong, but he had to get out of the way. A fast car coming around and he unfortunately put himself in an awkward predicament that he had to take to the off ramps to get out of the way of Eniturn. And Eniturn couldn't even beat his teammate's time. Have I predicted the wrong Racing Point driver to be up there? It's starting to look that way. But Smeej is on his way. He's going through the... Here's the turn 12 into 13. And his name's Carlos Sainz. few years ago where you have a little crash there, and he hasn't. So that's always good. So, just 4 corners left now, and we're going to see what Smidge can achieve. He hasn't got a time on the board yet, and he's actually looking like he's invalidated this as well. So, never mind. Oh no, he's got it again. Well, he's not sure what he's doing. That's interesting pit lane entry for Smidge there, but he's in the pits. Wow is on his way. We've got quite a busy track now. We've got 7 minutes and 45 left. Obviously, when I don't have names on my telemetry data, it's quite hard to work out who's coming up next. For those who are interested, what I get given is the car number with an underscore followed by the first letter or first 2 letters of the make of car. So it's not like it says Ferrari or Williams. It says W10. That's zones. That's well, it's officially it's Wagon 10 or Wagen in German. Sorry, apologies to the Germans for that one. That's what I get given, like SF. RP. You can work out what they are, but then you go, right, oh, right, so that's that one. So C is, Command shows C. 15C, his technical name is. I don't know why it's C, in all honesty. I'm sure someone else out there knows. But it's an Alfa Romeo. Used to be Sauber. So it's the chassis numbers, basically. So Williams is a FW, Frank Williams. RBs are quite easily Red Bulls. RS, Renault Sports. RPs, Racing Points. But yeah, it's just that adds a little bit extra to try and work out, especially when I get given not a lot of information. I have to try and work things out. If you've got the first letter of an R, it's Racing Point, or it is Renault. But it's a bit of guesswork on my part. I will get it wrong occasionally, but let's go on board with Julian. He is in a Haas, and for those who are interested in the chassis number, that's VF19. I'm not sure where that lettering's come from, but it's an interesting one to think about. And he's now going on to this middle straight, running low on fuel already. He's gone personal best in Sector 1. Will he go personal best in Sector 2? Up by 6/10 then on his current time. That's a decent second sector. 31.7, current best is 31.4, set by Zones, who's still in the pits. I think he might be just waiting now for a last chance hurrah. Julian using all the available track there. Comanche is getting out his way. Julian then with 2 corners to go. Can he climb up? He's done a 32.248 on the first one. He's done a 31.561, so up to P8 for him in the Haas. Let's see, where's Euless? He's coming down that mid straight, very tight to that wall there. He's in mode 4, so it looks like he's going for it. He's done a personal best sector 1, 32.9, which is a couple of thirds off the purple. 31.8 in the second sector, so unfortunately that one's a little bit off purple sector, but still decent. Just need to time the wall sometimes, that's all you need. And especially on a track like this, he's decided to have, he's had enough of that. Especially on a track like this, where I'm going to say it a lot, and I know you're going to say you've heard this every few minutes. This track is so easy to invalidate. There's so much runoffs, there's so much corner cutting available. We're going to see a lot of penalties, a lot of laps invalidated in qualifying. We've already seen a fair few as we go on board with Get Owned. And he is a little bit lower than I honestly expected there. He's on a 31.9. No one's touched the 30s other than Zones yet. He's looking pretty up there. Still 2/10 clear of Dax. And I'm not even sure he's been out for a second run yet. I think that's his first run done. Right, I'm going to sit in the garage now for 10 minutes. Go get myself a drink. Put my feet up. I'll be back in a few minutes. Camacho's on his way out though. He's going to go for it. Dax is on a flyer, but with only 4 minutes left. Has he gone too soon? That's what we're going to find out. I would say this is almost the calm before storm, but it's not really, because there's still half the cars on track, half the cars in pits. And Gaon then coming 2 corners left for him. Purple sector 1 set by Editon. He's looking good out there. He was my pick to put it at the front. Gaon goes P2, putting Dax down, and the second person makes it into the 130s, which is good to see. Let's go on board with Editon and see how he's doing. Oh, he's a little slow in the second sector. Very slow, actually. He did a 32.3. His previous was a 31.6. So, yeah, he's backed out. He will get another chance. Where's his teammate? His teammate's on his way. He's looking very slow as well. I think he'll be bringing this one into the pits. And yeah, I think this is now the time. This is pretty much getting towards that point of the car before the storm. 5 cars currently on track, excluding Copy, because we know he's getting the pits. Gain will also be coming in. Brownie's on an lap. Euless is on an lap. And Comancho are on an lap. Smeej is on a fly. Let's go on board with him. As we go through turn 10 towards... This is actually turn 11. There's 2 corners, as I said earlier, on this straight. Turn 11, the sort of this right-hander. The little kink here before 13 is officially 12. And Smeej is just looking to get a time on the board. He hasn't got one yet. Guaranteed one place with a time. That's what you've got to be looking towards now if your name's Smeej. As you throw it in, I do like this track, but I also hate it at the same time. It creates some great battles, particularly on the opening lap into turn 2. I have seen some massive crashes going into turn 2. Hopefully we'll see some tangling, but not affecting too much racing. It's nice to see some good wheel-to-wheel battles on the opening lap. And Brownie then on his way. Sector 1, 33 seconds on the nose, so he needs to find a bit more pace as Getown has retired. Is that on track? I don't believe it is. Or if it is on track, then it is a non-crashed time. And so Snowball with Brownie then. Next man to finish the lap, he is. And we'll see how he get on. So yes, Getown retired in the pit lane. I don't believe that was at all on track. Brownie's then going to get... Not really going to get much of a tow on the rest of this from the man in front of you. And that is Zones getting out of the way. Needs to find a little gap to Zones. Oh, Brownie's run very well on second to last. Final corner. Oh, he's backed out. He didn't want to go faster. Just played it safe. And right, so who is on a lap? Where's Comancho? He should be on his way. There he goes. Goes a little bit faster into the 130s. And that is him effectively done with for now. Where's Julian? He's just started. Euless is on his way. He's on a hot lap here now. He's in mode 0 though, so he's going to go again. Kimmy's has just started. So I think we are... It's all systems go then with 25 seconds left. Just need to cross the line. The last man to be crossing the line is going to be Smeej. So let's stay on board with Smeej and just see if he makes it. He's got 15 seconds, 2 corners left. I think it's going to be quite tight actually. He should make this, but it's going to be really tight. 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1. He's just made it, I believe. He has. And he's beautiful timing when you think about it. So, who's going to be next up to finish their laps? It's looking like Kimmy's who's gone purple in Sector 1. No time on the board, but a purple Sector 1 is good to see. Not in Sector 2, but still something on the board for him. All he really needs up behind him, he has the front current leader. So it's first versus last at the moment. Let's go on board with Zones quickly just to see how he's getting on. He's not going faster. So Kimmy's could jump up quite high here. Last corner, he's backed off it. Interesting call there from Kimmy's. Obviously not wanting to qualify in the top 10. Right, let's have a look who's on their way. Wow is on his way to 1 corner now left to go for him. Yelts has crossed the line. P8 for him. Wow's coming up. P7 for him. Who's next up then? 15 is Camacho. He's not coming up, and that's the wrong car anyway. That's Dax. Camacho's in the pits. Dax is in the wall. Apologies for coughing. And it turns on his way. Where is his teammate? Copy's just behind him, so let's stay on board with. And it turned 2 corners left. Can he put this at the front? Final corner for him. Oh, not quite. P4. Where is Copy? Copy's on his way. Coming out to the line. P5 for him. So, once again, it's looking like Eniton has beaten his teammate. And it is just Dax left to finish, but he's 11 seconds off his previous best, and he has now retired. So that is all they wrote. there you go then. Zones taking pole position there. Did expect to see him out the front, but didn't expect to see him on the front. And it's just not having a good race or good qualifying. But I mean, the times are going to be really close. We're going to look at those in a moment for you. Ignore that screen because that just makes me look bad. So there you go. Look, that top four separated by just about a tenth. So Zones from Gio and Comanche there in third. And it's followed by his teammate Copy, Dax, Smeej, Wow, Yelta, and Julian running out your top 10. Paddy in 11th, followed by Euless, Brownie, Rupert, and then Kimmy. So top 13 there, separated by just under a second. But the top four, separated by just about a tenth, is going to create some wonderful racing, let's hope, when it comes to it. And we'll be going on to the race now then. So, in terms of the race, I have been told it could potentially rain towards the end, which could mix up a few people's strategies here. Are we going to see the people outside top 10 seeing that it's going to rain late and going, right, well, I'm going to put on the hards and let's see how far I get before the rain comes, if the rain comes. The people obviously starting who qualified in top 10 will be starting on those qualifying tyres. They'll be starting on the softs. And, yeah, wow. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. So, we're now just waiting for people to, well, effectively do exactly what I just said. Check their setups, check the weather, check they got the right tyres on for if you're outside top 10. Make any minor adjustments maybe on your setup. Only two things you can really change, that's tyre pressure and front wing angle. But it could be important, fuel levels as well. How much fuel do you want to put in? Are you going to underfuel it? Are you going to overfuel it? Are you going to put it bang on the nose? One man who I suspect has potentially underfueled it. Let's get to the right button there. Let's put the tyres on. One man I suspect has underfueled it is going to be Brownie. No, he hasn't. He's my go-to man for underfueling, and he hasn't today, unfortunately. Thanks, Brownie. Right then. So looking at that, we've got top 10 on softs, outside top 10 mediums. It's a clear split. How is that going to work out in the race if there is rain? Well, we'll find out. Track is 29 degrees, air is 20, weather forecast is officially clear as it stands. Oh, Euless, that's a wall there, mate. Fortunately, there's no damage in formation laps because he might be out the race if there was. That was a big slide. I hope for his sake he's not going to repeat that in the race. And, right, so, in terms of predictions, this one's not going to be easy because it's such an easy track to invalidate on. I think I've got to give it to Zones who's going to get the win here. Oh, Euless, you're not looking happy, are you, man? Right, Zones are going to go for the win, followed by... No, I'm going to say Zones going to get the win from Enterturn through penalties. And third place will go to Get Owned. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's going to be right, and I'll probably forget by the time we get to the end of the race, but there we go. And my prediction for... Well, let's see what these medium drivers can do. They're going to be in the mix towards the end. Particularly if they don't need to change onto the wets, they can go mediums to softs. If they can gain some places on this opening lap, get into the mix of the soft runners, they can really change the entire race. But the first two corners are going to be so crucial here today, as we're now just waiting for the last driver, which is Euless, to take up his position on the grid. And we'll get this race underway with. Under starters orders then, as the red lights are coming on. 5 red lights. They're off, and we're off then for the AOR Russian Grand Prix. And everyone's getting away cleanly there, and Zones is in the lead. Zones is right there. It's getting, ooh, there's a pinch there. Looks like the Alphas are getting a bit punchy with the racing points. Dax is still there, it is 6th. And that's Copy going down the inside. Bit of a nudging going on there from Dax on the back eye of Enterturn. And they're all cleanly through the opening couple of corners. And it's looking like Enterturn has got a great start there. He's managed to make the jump on his teammate. And Copy is getting a bit nudged as cars running wide there. They're all coming on just about it, except for that. Look like Euless there having a little nudge of the wall. And yes, that is a big nudge wall there for Ulysses. Massive front left damage. Has Kimmy's picked up front left damage as well? He has. So those two will be really struggling for grip now. As Dax and Copy swap places. And Copy's looking to come straight back on Dax there. And he has. And that's a great overtake there from Copy. And Dax is still there though. Dax is coming under pressure from Julian. Julian's going to look to out-drag him. Dax is going to try and squeeze him up against the wall. He's going on the back straight for the first time today. Dax has the inside line for this part, but then Julian's on the inside for the actual breaking point. And he hasn't got it just yet, because then Dax has the inside for this corner. Who's going to take the place? It's looking like Julian's going to try and run it outside. Yeltsa's all over the back of these guys. Let's have a look from Yeltsa's position. He can see this battle beautifully developing. He wants to slice of this. Julian a little bit wobbly off the corner. Yeltsa's trying to come at him, looking for that switchback. He's not going to get it. Zone's no surprise there. Says fast out. Julian's massive slide. He's recovered it. Lost a couple of places. He's going to lose another place. I suspect to Brownie. He lost 3 places. Brownie's going to size him up here. But I think it's Brownie going to go for it in the braking zone. Smeech looks like he's trying to turn in the braking zone. Julian's very late on the brakes. Oh, nearly. Nearly going into the side there. Wow. Julian had to go late to hold the position. And did, but that's allowed him to close up onto the back of Wow. And he's going to look down the inside here of him. No, he's not. He knows better than to go for it just yet. Let's have a quick look at the positions gained then on this open lap. Yell Tech is up 2 along with Brownie. Enton is up 1. No real big losses here. Ulysses is down a couple, but a few other drivers just down 1. Julian with a little bit of a wobble there once again. Brownie's going to be sizing him up from behind. This is for the last of the points positions. And as well, Julian is on the softs. Brownie's on the medium, so this is going to be great if Brownie can hover around the back end of these soft tyres for as long as possible. And timings are not entirely correct at this stage. They will be updated at the end of this lap. And we'll have DRS pretty much at the end of this lap, at the beginning of next. It is activated and the detection point is quite soon. And we'll see some potential overtake. Let's have a look up at the front. Wow, that gap does actually look almost correct there. That is actually 1.6 seconds is that gap. Enton is on the back of Get-On. Zones is flying there. Enton has some DRS here. Is he going to be close enough to Get-On to make a move into the second corner? He's going to be sizing him up. In mode 4 is Enton looking down the inside, and that's as simple as you like there for Enton. He'll be happy with that. Oh, those run very deep. He carried a bit too much speed into that corner. He's held off Get-On for now as Wow and Smeej are swapping places behind. But Enton up to second place. Where is Comanche? Comanche's on the back end of Get-On. He's also still on the back end of Enton. Won't be going away anytime soon. As we're going to start to keep our eyes on these soft tyres. When are they going to start falling away? It's going to be a fair few more laps. But Yelta is on the back of Dax. He's got a nice little lead from Wow at the moment. And there's our first penalty on lap 3. Goes to Rupert. And it's not what you want. And as I say, this is what this race is going to come down to potentially, is who gets the least penalties. It is such a punishing track, this, on that front. Just little corner cuts here, there and everywhere can really... Well, they just ramp up over time. And, well, we're lap 3. We've seen a 3-second penalty already. That's one mistake a lap, effectively. And hopefully we won't see it, but if anyone's wondering, the limit of penalties is 30 seconds. I have seen it once this game. Someone managed to get it. It's not easy to do, but yeah, they managed to do it nonetheless. Dax then sizing up Copy, looking for this simple overtake. Again, is also sizing up and turn up ahead. Dax is through quite simply on Copy. Nothing Copy can do. And Dax runs a little bit deep into the corner. He's going to allow Copy a chance around the outside. Yelta's on the back end of Copy. He wants to slice this action as well. And nothing is coming of it there. Where is Julian and Brownie? Julian's all over the back of Brownie. Brownie goes very deep into the corner. And Paddy picks up a penalty. Julian escapes Ulysses with the penalty as well. Julian is just so late on the brakes there. Nearly touching the wall. comes away without anything, so no worries there for him. But he's using all the track he can on the exits. Got to avoid picking up penalties or doing that. He's lost it. He's going to keep out the wall. He's not going to keep out of that car though. That was a big crash. That was Paddy just going straight into the side of him. Oh, wow. That was not a small crash. I think Julian might be retiring from session here. He's going to get going before he gets disqualified. But yeah, there's massive damage on that car. Even more though on Paddy's car. I think Paddy was just hoping that Julian was going to ghost there, but did not work in his favour. Paddy now has severe front wing damage. He's going to be bringing this one back to the pits, get that changed, and go onto potentially hard tyres and try and go the entire race on those. Yelter's lining up Copy. Copy does have DRS just from Dax. But Yelter now pulling out of that slipstream. Side by side they go. Last delay breakers, side by side. Another last breakers. Yelter gets forced to the outside. He's going to look to hover, hang around the outside here. Try and reel it back in behind Copy. Get some slipstream. Send it down the inside. No, he knows. Well, he doesn't. I was going to say he knows not to go for it there, but you can go for it there. It's not impossible. Right, meanwhile, out front, Anthony turns 2.6 seconds off the back of Zones. Lap times coming in 35.7 last time for Zones, 36.1 for Enderton. So Enderton is not gaining at the moment on our race leader, which, well, interesting. I would have fully expected Enderton to be the man chasing him down, but not having a good day today by the looks of things. As Copy and Yelter swap places on the mid straight, and he will be sizing up Dax on the home straight once they get to it. As so, Paddy and Julian have come into the pits. Paddy's gone into hards, Julian's come on to mediums, and we're going to keep our eyes on that one. Paddy and Euless potentially don't have to actually pit again. From a rule standpoint, they don't have to pit again, but from a tyre wear standpoint, who knows? Who knows? We'll see how that one goes. Let's go on board with Yelter. He's just not close enough this time to consider anything. Unfortunately for him, no one else is close enough to him. Smeej not going to be close enough to WoW to do anything about this one. As Yelter picks up a penalty. They're in 6th. I think we're going to be doing a fair few penalty rundowns today, because it is, as I'm always going to say, I've said it so many times already today, there's going to be a lot of penalties here today. There's no two ways about it. There's going to be a lot of penalties. We've already had 15 seconds worth of penalties, and we're in on lap 6. Sorry, 18 seconds of penalties. We're in on lap 6. As Wow's trying to hold off the charging Smeej here. Smeej looking for some points today. Currently in 9th, has Wow in his targeting system. Will he set modes to fire and go for it here? He shunts it into mode 5. What's Wow doing? He's in mode 4. Smeej now trickling back down on the ERS, realising he's not going to risk the chance of making a move here, and holds off until he can get to the home straight. Yelter gets past Dax on the mid straight as Kimmy's picks up a penalty back there in 12th. And Yelter, he's going to come under pressure here on the home straight, that's for sure. Enderton has had and hadn't broken the 1 second gap to get owned, as Julian picks up a penalty. But Dax now with DRS on Yelter. Yelter trying to pull away. 0.56 is the gap. And it's going to look safe from Yelter's position. What about behind? Is Brandy going to close up at all? Smeej going to close up at all? Close up, but not enough to make that overtake. So a couple of good battles going on here. We still have a battle going on for 3rd place, as Enderton is just starting to pull away a little bit from Get Owned. Get Owned is still within 1 second of Comanche there in 4th. Yelter's battling with Dax and Copy. Wow is battling with Smeej and Brownie. And Paddy could start battling with Euless if he can close up. More penalties flying in left, right and centre here. Yellow in sector 3. Who is that? That is Julian. He's had enough. And he's managed to get himself going again. Has he picked up damage? He has. Look at that. Front, left, and right end plates are gone. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a retirement here because he's already 27 seconds off the pace. He's going to be another. Well, he's going to be another 30 odd, and a 5-second speeding penalty could spell his doom. And there we go. First retirement of the day. Julian's had enough of it and has retired in the pit lane. As we, well, hopefully for these guys we won't see a safety car. Hopefully for our sake, we might see a safety car as more penalties are flying in. I do have his car on my telemetry. Has left the pit. No, it hasn't. It's bounced back in. Never mind. It is back in the garage. It won't be causing an obstruction. The Alta won't be causing obstruction to Comanche just yet. He's closed up really well. Comanche must have lost a lot of time. He did a 37.6 compared to a 36 on the nose, so Comanche's had a bad lap actually. Lost a fair bit of time in the middle sector. 2.5 in that middle sector for Comanche. Second sector is turn 5 to turn 12. And that is why he's under pressure now from Yelta. Has he picked up any damage or anything? Let's see if we can see. And looks okay from that point of view, but there is damage that can be applied to cars that we can't see from the spectators. That's why telemetry is so useful. Yelta, careful man. Don't lose it just yet. Well, don't lose it at all actually. But he's got the DRS. That slide is going to cost him a chance of an overtake. Dax doesn't have DRS, but is keeping within the 1 second window. Copy behind does have DRS, and he's struggling to hold on to the 1 second window. What about Brownie? What's he doing? He's going past Meach around the outside. Has the inside line for the first corner and is ahead, so he'll hold that position, barring any wobbles or anything coming off the corner. So Brownie up to P9, can set his sights now on WoW. As these soft tyres are starting to fall away, the mediums are starting to become good, and there we go. Proof the softs are starting to fall away as N10 is in the pits. A little bit earlier than I suspected. I thought we were going another few more laps, definitely to the double figures. But N10 is coming in. And he'll be going for the mediums then. Zones, a 3-second penalty. That could be big. So, pit stops are starting to happen then for the soft runners. This is why Brownie got past Smeege so easily. And now on the back end of WoW. It's still action pretty much everywhere we look at the moment. And see, Brownie's going to go to the inside. He's not going to make that. He's just trying to put WoW off his game a little bit, I suspect. And Brownie's going to hold on to P7 for now. Smeege isn't too far off, so if these two have a little nudge, Smeege could gain 2. And that could be a very big penalty out front. That is Gound picking up his second penalty. We'll do a rundown for you in a moment. We'll wait until the DRS straight is out the way with for these guys. I don't know if Brownie's going to go for it. What's he doing? He's in mode 4. He's sizing him up. Maybe he thinks WoW's definitely going to be coming in this lap. It's going to the inside as Brownie, very low on the brakes. Leaves a nice bit of space on the outside there for WoW. Looking for the switchback now as Brownie, but he's not going to get it. And actually, we might as well wait for the end of the home straight as Zones is in the pits. Race leader is in then. And so is Get Owned. WoW's coming in. Comanche's staying out. Yelta is coming in. So Yelta's looking for that undercut then on Comanche. And Brownie does have a Smeege still behind him. Smeege staying out for a little bit longer then. So where is Zones in relation to Eniton? Let's go on board with Eniton, see where he is. Coming down the home straight now. Where is Zones? Zones is gone. 3.3, possibly 3. Yeah, so 3.29, so 3.3 call it. Is the gap between these two. So quick one on the penalty front. Assuming Yelta's doing nothing. Right, yes, quick one on the penalty front then. So Comanche currently has 3 seconds. Then Brownie and Smeech with none. Rupert with 6. Zones with 3. Eniturn with 0. So he needs to get within 3 of Zones to nick the potential win. 6 seconds for Get Owned, which could ruin his podium chances here today. But long way to go in this race. Dax on 3. Yelta on 3. 10? No, Copy is 10th. Copy has 0, so does Wow. Kimmy's on 3, Eula's on 9, Paddy also has 6, and we did just see Rupert's third penalty flash up there, so he's currently on 9 seconds there in 4th place. As Yelta is trying to close up to the back of Dax. He has the DRS to help. He's not going to be in a position to rotate, but he's in a position to close up just a little bit. As Comanche pits from the lead, then Brownie will take hold of the race lead. Where is Smeech? Just staying out. Oh, that's a bit of a slide. So, the weather forecast. We were told it could rain towards the end, and the weather did start clear. It is now light cloud. Temperatures are the same. It's still air 20, tracker 29. So worth keeping eyes on those temperatures. If they start coming down, could indicate the rain is on its way. It's definitely worth keeping our eyes on. As well, let's see who we're going to keep our eyes on. Let's see where Yelta is. He's still trying to close up to Dax. And Comanche comes out ahead of Copy. So Yelta managed to get a big undercut there on Comanche. 1.7 second lead for Yelta now on Comanche. And that is the power of the undercut here. And considering Yelta's getting slipstreams and DRS, that's really helping in his case. So current race leader Browning still to pit. Smeech in second still to pit. Smeech should be pitting, well, I hope for Smeech's sake, this lap. In terms of sector times, he lost 4 tenths in the first. He lost 9 tenths in the second. Yeah, that is a difference of tyres, really. These softs are absolutely shot on the Haas. As you can see, just sliding through some of these corners. A bit of opposite lock having to go on. And having now to dive into the pits while behind. Is it going to be Mercedes team? Oh! I think that was Mercedes team orders, but Rupert... Oh! As Smee just forgot how to get into the pits. Rupert, I think, let off to let Zones pass. Zones didn't quite see it and went into the back of his teammate. Has he caused damage? He has! Front left damage on Zones' car. Team orders were definitely there. Zones was not expecting Rupert to lift off there. And has that just cost Zones the race? I think it's pretty much safe to say it is going to cost him the race. It is a left end plate. So the fast right corners, turn 1, are going to be an issue. Turn 10 as well, going onto the DRS straight. It's going to be an issue. It's going to be so hard now for Zones. He needs now to... He needs it to start raining any moment, which it's not going to do. And... yeah, it's not going well for him. And Rupert is all over the back end of him now. Rupert tried to let him pass earlier. And backfired massive for the Mercedes boys. Is Rupert, he is in mode 5. He is going to go for it. Is Zones going to defend it? Is Rupert going to go for it? No, Rupert's backed off. No friendly fire for these Mercedes boys, that's for sure. What about Dax? He's closing out to the back of Yelta. Yelta is 2.7 seconds off the back of Get Owned. And we currently have 4 people on track with no penalties whatsoever to their name. One of which is Copy, who went purple in Sector 1, personal best in Sector 2. Can he put in a fastest lap? Currently one to beat is the 35.2. As Zones does pit. He's going to have... well, he decides he's going to have to. He will have fresher tyres towards the end, but as Copy doesn't go fast lap, a little slow in the last sector, has cost him that chance. He does a personal best, but not the best. So he's just gone for softs. Is he going to try and take those? He must know the rain is on its way quite soon then, if he's going to play that game. He's coming out in... he's probably going to be behind Smeech, potentially. Here comes Smeech, actually. Smeech is going to come right alongside him, but Zones has to swerve to cover him off just in case. So Zones not going well for him. He is now on the softs. And he does have a lot of clean air ahead of him. He did just get a nose replaced. Hopefully for a sec. Yes, he did. And now he's going to have to put in some next level laps. That's the only thing he's got left to do now. He's just got to chuck down everything, including the kitchen sink, to try and salvage something here. Is a podium out of reach? I'm going to say yes, but a decent haul of points is not out of reach. If you look at the gaps up ahead of him, other than Brownie and Rupert, they're all still quite close. And if he can get up to the back of WoW, he does have a chance of gaining some more places. Particularly, I mean, if the rain is going to come, that can really mix things up for him. Or even a safety car could really change things. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's have a look back up towards the front. Where is Enterturn? He's sizing up Rupert. And that is a DRS overtake. Quite simple. Dax is on the back of Yelty. Nothing coming of that. Gound. More penalties. And he is now on 9 seconds. Currently leading the penalty charts is Rupert. He's on 12 seconds. Not going well for him. Oh, Yeltsin's made a mistake. It's going to allow Dax a chance to come past here. Yeltsin's recovered pretty well, and the lack of a straight between those two corners has meant Dax isn't getting that, as Kimmy's picks up a 5-second speeding penalty in the pit lane. He's down there in 14th. He's going to be off the pace a little bit. Is he potentially retiring? I think he might have done it by now if he was. And there we go. So I will keep an eye on that on the telemetry and let you know what is happening, because this is the type of situations that can cause safety cars. He's exited his pit box. Will he get thrown back in before he gets back onto the track? It could be interesting. The leaders are now coming up to the final couple of corners. That is Brownie, so could this cause a safety car? That could be interesting. Zones is actually in a great position. If this sunny safety car comes in the next 2 seconds, if the safety car comes now, Zones is in a great place because he can pit again if he really wanted to. Whereas Brownie then, so he's got past then Kimmy's. Kimmy's is still technically out on track, and we see him on the left. There he is, and he's clear. No safety car cause. Good to see. Don't really want a safety car if we can avoid it, especially with something like that. If a safety car caused by an incident, that's a whole different thing altogether. Zones fastened up 33.6. That's mega pace. The closest isn't. There's not even one in the 34s. The next is 35.2. Is the closest to that. So that was incredible pace that Zones is throwing down. I think he didn't really have an option now to throw it down. As clouds are starting to look a little bit heavier. Officially, it's still light cloud. And that's what we've got to keep our eyes on. Well, I'm keeping my eyes on. As more and more penalties come in, we'll do our next update when Brownie pits, because it'll be interesting to see where he comes out on his softs. He'll be probably pissing in the next 2 or 3 laps. Give or take, obviously, depends how he feels. And if the rain is coming, then he may try and last it until the rain comes. If it doesn't come, then it's going to be interesting. As Jeff's probably sitting in the car saying, rain in 5 minutes. And then in 10 minutes they say, rain in 5 minutes again. And going, well, let me know. Rupert's day is not going too well. He just picked up a 5-second speeding penalty in the pit lane. That goes with his 12 seconds, and that will be added at the end of the race. And he's going to come out ahead of his teammate as well. And hopefully, as I say that, I don't think he will. Zones is absolutely flying, 33.619. He has gone past his teammates, so he's up now to P9. WoW is trying to close up onto the back of Copy, up ahead. So, where's the rain? If that comes in the last 3 or 4 laps, that could really mix things up. Entertain's looking racy there, hitting those curbs really hard, trying to get as much out of this track as possible without getting penalties. That's the aim of the game. He's currently in for, technically he's in first place when Brownie does pit, but Brownie will pit and come out ahead most likely of Zones. Although, as I say that, Zones is putting some really quick laps in, so who knows where he's going to come out. Gap between Brownie and Zones is currently 28 seconds. And I do want to say it's probably about a 28-second pit stop here. So, maybe more. Maybe less, actually. I should really write these things down. So, is going to get a chance here on any turn. DRS is going to be open. Mode 4 is activated. Gones is sizing up. He's got to make this overtake done. And now he's going to start pulling away. Gones has 9 second penalties. Turn has only 3. So, Turn needs to really start putting some quick laps in. As Dax is trying to get past Yelta. They are on similar penalties. And let's go on board then with Brownie carrying the lead. He's sitting pretty at the moment. He's got a nice 7.6 second lead over Get Owned. His tyres aren't looking bad. Tyres are looking very good on Brownie's car. Although if your name was a certain driver from Mercedes, you'd be saying they are off. I want to change. And Paddy, more penalties to his name. That puts him up to 12 seconds. Sorry, it's just updated on my screen. Well, let's have a look further back. Copy and Wow are going at it. Copy with that DRS. 0.7 coming down. It's not going to be close enough to make a move. Alright, Dax and Yelta, they'll be coming onto the home straight in a moment. Up ahead as well, Enton and Get Owned. They are still quite close. Dax is trying everything he can to keep onto the back of the McLaren driver, sorry. Let's have a quick look. Enton 0.6. I don't think he's really close enough. He's still in mode 2. He's not shifting up, so I think that's him resigned to the fact he's not getting past. Dax says, I want to get past. Well, he did. He was in mode 4, and now he's down to mode 0. He's just going to try and burn Yelta's ERS out. And he's doing a good job so far. Yelta's down in 30%. Dax is on 80%. As Get Owned. Another penalty. Is that him leading the penalty chance now? I think it might be. No, he's equal to others on 12 seconds. I did say we're going to do it when Brownie pits, but Brownie doesn't seem to want to pit yet, so we'll do a quick rundown then on the penalty front. So, current race leader is Brownie. He's on 0 seconds of penalties. That can be so crucial here. I did say in the warm-up that he's one of those drivers who can either get loads or none. He's gone for the none option today, which is good to see. Get Owned in second on 12, then Enitel on 3, followed by Yelta and Dax, both on 6, Comancho's on 9, 3 seconds for Wow. Copy is sitting there in 8th with 0, so he could benefit a fair bit if he can catch up to some drivers. Zones has 6, 12 for Rupert. Smeege is sitting pretty on 0, so good for him. Here's another driver I mentioned in the warm-up that doesn't often get penalties. As Brownie does finally pit, this could be so crucial. Definitely going to come out behind Zones now. Zones is only 24 seconds off him when he pitted. As Wow picks up another penalty. Where were we on the penalty front? Euless and Paddy both have 12 seconds back there in 13th and 14th. So where is Zones? He's coming along the home straight. Where's Brownie? Just getting up to speed. So that is Zones. You can just see going in front of him. And he is... wow. Close. That is for sure. And he'll now mount a charge. Zones has used up a fair bit of those tyres to mount his charge after replacing the wing. And, well, Brownie has... well, I think he's got a great chance of getting on the podium, does Brownie. Zones, I think, might be used up too much of these tyres. Brownie's going to have 4 or 5 really good laps on these. As Paddy picks up his 15th second penalty on lap 19. Brownie's in a very good position here. So he's effectively 6 seconds off Copy. What happened there? Completely missed it. I was looking at the timing board and all of a sudden Zones is facing the wrong way. Rupert misses him. Smeege is a long way away. I think I blinked. Zones has just completely lost it. And is he going to be bringing this back to the pits? He's avoided damage, but he's going to have cooked those tyres a little bit. I think he just slid coming off the corner. Well, Zone's day has gone from bad to worse. So absolutely shocking. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him bring this in the pits and retire. He's not had a good day. Has he got a punch or anything? Or is he just... No, he's still going. He's not got a puncher. I was just wondering what caused the incident. It's where he had the incident earlier. And... well, Zone's my prediction to win it all. He's going to be lucky to win points here today, unfortunately for him. And, well, not his day. Not by a long shot. Currently, though, it is going to be Enturn's day. He's only got 3 seconds of penalties. Get only in front of him has whole 12 seconds of penalties. And as it stands, he'll drop down behind... well, behind Copy, but Copy has his own penalties, so... he will drop... well, actually, he can drop down behind... Copy doesn't have any penalties. Oh. Yes, he will drop down behind Copy. Copy unpenaltied at the moment. And... well, he's catching up slowly onto the back of Wow. He's 1 second off the gap there. So where will Copy end up? Copy has 0 seconds. In front of him has 6. So he'll get that. Try and do maths. My brain's starting to hurt. Copy could nearly end up second place at this. Well, that would be interesting to see if that is possible. As I say that, he drops outside the 12 seconds gap that he needed. But he could get a lot of positions, could Copy, if he can stay penalty free. It's similar with Brownie. Brownie's going to be charging now. Brownie just did a 34.4. Everyone in front of him, bar Comanche, are doing 35s, mid to low 35s. So Brownie is on a charge. He set his personal best lap that time. Can he get up on the podium as Zones gets past Meach? Missed it, unfortunately. It's looking darker and darker. It's now officially... weather is now officially overcast. Track and air temperatures are still the same, with 20 and 29 for air and track. Oh, Zones! What is going on in that car? That's front wing damage again on that Mercedes. Zones. He's just not having a good day. I wonder if he's loaded the wrong setup or something, because he's just making... he's only made 3 mistakes, but 2 of them have cost him wing damage, and 1 of them's cost him about 12 seconds of time. It's all gone wrong for Zones today. Maybe he's just pushing too hard to gain places and making mistakes. And now he's still... he got past Smeege, made a mistake, and now he's back behind Smeege. Let's have a look. Where is Dax? He's sizing up Yelta, but gap is too big at the moment. Air temperatures come down 1 degree. I know it might not sound like much, but 1 degree could indicate we are starting to move towards a wet. The weather forecast started nice and dry, nice and clear. It has now become overcast. Could we see rain in the closing stages? And keep your eyes on the halos and the front noses of these cars. It's where you most likely see the streaks start to appear if it does turn to rain. Track is still nice and warm though, so hopefully we won't see a mad dash into the pits to change onto tyres. And well, this could throw a spanner in the works of everyone if it does chuck it down. Will make things more interesting though. All of a sudden rain always makes things fun. So Dax still on the back end of Yelta there for the last of the podium places. Yelta does have more penalties. We will do the home straight for Dax, and then we'll do a penalty run down. while we're doing the home straight, we'll have a look at any turn. 0.6 is the gap to get owned. And that's not going to be an overtake anytime soon. He knows he doesn't need to technically get past get owned, he just needs to sit here. And even if Anyturn picks up another penalty or two, he's not going to lose that place. As get owned is on 12 seconds. So, quick penalty rundown for you. Scratcho picks up another penalty. Get owned is on 12. Anyturn is on 3. Yelta is on 9. Dax is on 6. Comancho is on 12. Wow is on 6. 0 for Copy and Brownie, so keep your eyes on those two. Rupert is on 12. Smeege is on 0, so he's going to get a place at the moment on Rupert. Zones is on 9. 12 seconds for Euless, and unfortunately 18 there for Paddy, as that is rain. And Editon immediately picks up a 3-second penalty. And this is where it gets interesting. This is where I am actually sitting up in my chair, because this is where we are getting towards the end of this race. We're on 23 of 27. But this could change everything. It's not, obviously, it's only a little bit of rain at the moment, so it's not going to cause people to come into the pits for inters. As Brownie gets past Copy, quite easy I suspect. And let's have a quick look at that. Look at these penalties flying in now. As soon as a little bit of water on the track, it's like driving on marbles. I think we've just seen 5 penalties in the space of about 30 seconds there. So basically what I just told you about the penalties is kind of out of date already. But Brownie is on the charge up to P7. He's looking good to gain places through penalties when those come into play. He only needs to be 6 seconds off any turn, and he will get that jump. At the moment, Brownie's gap to any turn is 14 seconds. So, right, are we going to get to the wet enough point that we're going to have to change on to inters? Are we going to see more mistakes? This is going to be fun. Anyturn is sizing up Get Owned. I think Anyturn now kind of wants to get past Get Owned so he can run and get away from everyone. If he picks up another penalty, then that is an entire race changing dynamic. Brownie is 14 seconds behind Anyturn. Anyturn is on 6 seconds penalties. Brownie, I'd like to say, is still going to be closing in, but with the rain coming down, it does change a lot of things. We'll get some lap times at the end of this to see. As I finish my drink off. So let's see lap times as we come around the final corner to start lap 25 off 27. Anyturn does a 36.9. What is Brownie doing? Say 36.9 for Anyturn. Brownie ideally wants this to be a nice 35. It's a 36.3, so he gains a little bit. He needs to gain a lot more than that if he wants the win. He's in a very good position for a podium, as is Copy back there in 8th. And let's have a quick look of these timings, see if... So, Brownie needs to gain a couple of seconds on Dax. As Zones has retired from the race, that is in the pit lane. He's not had a very good race. But Paddy and Euless are going to have a little race here. DRS is still enables, and Paddy is sizing up Euless here. DRS wide open. Old hards versus very old hards. Paddy trying to go round the outside. Gets a little squeeze from Euless. Looking for the switchback now, is he? Yes, he is. Round the outside. Ooh, Euless comes across. I don't think he had much control over that little slide. And Paddy can't do anything around the outside. Slots back in to the slipstream. Trying to find anything he can to come past on Euless, but nothing there. As he's going to have a good chance here. He gets the drive off the corner, but nothing he can do. He's getting punchy out there. Very old tyres on both of these cars. And Paddy, well, you're not going to get points here, neither of these two drivers, unfortunately, because Smeege is penalty free and 16 seconds up the field, but you can have a great race nonetheless. And we'll see then Paddy closing up Get Owned has lost the place there to N10 on the home straight, as we are now 2 laps from the finish in a rather wet Sochi Autodrome here. Down by the Black Sea we are. Hosted the Winter Olympics a few years ago. That's what you see. That's the architecture you actually see around you. Is all the old Winter Olympic stadiums, and the torch is still there. It's really quite a nice area by the looks of things. Copy's gone for it. Copy has gone for it. He's gone for the Inters. Let's keep our eyes on this, see if this one works. Has he just... He's risked everything to go on to the Inters. He was in a position to get a podium here today. And I think that just highlights the fact he's not getting a podium. He's losing time to Smeege. Look at that. Look at the time. 8.7. 8.8. He's probably going to go to 9 now. 8.9. And yep, so Copy took the risk far too early to go on to the Inters. And I think he's just gifted someone else a podium. I don't know who's going to be gifted the podium, because that's going to be worked out when the checkered flag falls. Currently it's looking like it could be Dax, as WoW gets past Get Owned. And let's see how is... sorry, no, Brownie got past... Wow, I thought I said just... I can't remember what I said. So, as it stands, Brownie is 12 seconds off Enturn. Enturn with 6 seconds of penalties. The man he's got to be close to is in 4th, which is Dax. Dax is on 6 seconds of penalties. As it stands, he has that covered. Brownie will get 2nd place. We are on the final lap. Enturn and Gary are swapping places. If Enturn has a slide or picks up another penalty, Brownie could be in a position here to pick up the win. Let's put on the... I don't normally put this on. The gap to leader. Brownie is 11.8 off Enturn. He needs to be 6 seconds. So somehow he needs to find 5 seconds on this lap. It's a little bit too much to ask, unless Enturn has a big incident. And it's unlikely to happen, but who knows? Get Owned is back in the lead. He does have 15 seconds of penalties. He'll be hoping he will hold off several drivers. Yelta is on 12 seconds, so he should hold him off. Oh, Enturn, that could have been bad. That just showing how wet it's getting out there. Enturn just slid almost into the back of there. Get Owned. He's had to get off the power as well, so he's lost a lot of time. I think he's realised that he has this win now. He just needs to bring it home without crashing. Brownie's caught up to the back of Comanche and will be looking to make short work of that. So Get Owned will cross in 1st place, followed by Enturn. Enturn will immediately take the current top of the standings. Comanche sliding, that's going to give an easy overtake there for Brownie. Brownie going to come around the final corner. Where's he going to end up? Oh, Dax goes wrong with Brownie, ends up 2nd there. As everyone else comes in, where's Rupert going to get to? Rupert does have 30 penalties. One to keep your eyes on, actually, Smeege. Smeege has no penalties, and he's just hoping he can make it to the line, I think, at this point. So, Enturn takes it from Brownie. Brownie, a great drive today, so you can get to that point. Rupert is in 8th. Where's Smeege going to get to? Easy, takes the 8th off him and comes across backwards. Copy, big risk, no reward, unfortunately for him, and I think that highlights his race as he crashes into Smeege. And next up will be Euless, followed by Paddy. But Enturn very happy to win. Brownie, I'm sure, will be very happy to get 2nd place. Get Owned will be 3rd, and we'll have a quick full-on rundown, especially with gaps and everything, in a moment. But yeah, that was a wonderful race. The rain really spiced things up there towards the end, but Enturn kept his cool and kept it at the front. So then, let's have a look at the the results. Enturn takes the win. 6 seconds penalties to Brownie's 0. Brownie's only 4.4 seconds off taking the win. So even one more penalty would have been fine for any turn. Get owned in third, followed by Dax, Yelter, Wow, Comancho, Smeege, Copy, and Rupert getting the last of the points positions, with Euless and Paddy just behind. DNF is then Zones, unfortunate day for him. 3 pit stops, did not work. Several spins as well for him. Kimmy's had a few spins, and Julian had a big spin where he collected Paddy. But that is all I wrote then for the Russian Grand Prix. In terms of driver that I think I can only really give it to Brownie. He just absolutely, well, I mean, yeah. It's either Brownie or Nixon in my eyes. It's got to be Brownie. He just drove a great race here today. Fully deserving of that podium. But yeah, thanks everyone for being here for the Russian Grand Prix. Next week will be... Will we be here next week? I don't think we will be, actually. I think that's it until after Christmas now. Apologies, I will have to hold tab quickly. I'll check my calendar. Just confirm that is it until Christmas. Yeah, that is it then. We'll be back on the 5th of January. That is next year, guys. We'll be back next year with the not the Russian, this is the Russian, with the Japanese Grand Prix. So join me then for that. Same time, same place. Thanks for everyone for being here. I'll see you next time.